Hi. This is a poem by Jack McCarthy, originally appearing in a book of his called Grace Notes, and it's titled End of the Road. You kids cannot conceive what it was like. Music hadn't sorted itself into categories yet. We didn't know Carl Perkins didn't belong with the Cadillacs. It was just all the new music, and it was uncontestably ours. I never heard as much excitement from a radio as the day a teenage engineer named Arnie Ginsberg came running into the WORL studio delivering the new Pat Boone cover of Fats Domino's Ain't That a Shame. Oh, the times. Oh, the way of doing things. The hottest DJ in Boston was a young guy named Joe Smith who called himself Jose and never mentioned that he had gone to Yale. Now he's a head of MGM or RCA or one of them. He favored rhythm and blues, but he'd play anything. One Monday night, he played this record, Crazy Arms, unlike anything any of us had ever heard, with these weird piano runs and this unknown singer with a terrible obsession for filling up the spaces between phrases and lines. While my yearning heart keeps saying, you're not mine, not mine, not mine, not mine. Jose hated it. He said if this makes the top 10 tomorrow, I'll eat the record. Tuesday night it came in 8 or 9, so he said, I didn't mean the top 10, I meant the top 3. And Wednesday it was 3. And he and I didn't mean I'd eat the record. Nobody can eat a record, but I'm a man of my word. And I'll eat the next best thing, my hat. And we heard eating noise right on the air. The kid that sang Crazy Arms billed himself as Jerry Lee Lewis and his pumping piano. This was before it was even clear what the instrument of rock and roll would be. Ray Charles, Fats Domino, Little Richard all played piano. There were all those great saxophone fills. It would be a few weeks yet before the guitar took charge. I loved Crazy Arms, but I liked the other side even better, a song called End of the Road. Well, the way is dark, the night is cold. It's not even 2 minutes long. In it, you can hear the opening chords, a whole lot of shaking, that a few months later made Jerry Lee a rock and roll hero until he married his 13-year-old cousin and the night he showed up at Graceland waving a pistol. I never thought he wanted to hurt Elvis. I think he wanted to put a bullet through that goddamn guitar. Even that wasn't the end of his road. Now Elvis is dead, arguably, but Jerry Lee is still out there singing great country, billing himself not as the king, but as the killer. And, indeed, some of his wives have died curious deaths. But, the song. A while back I saw Mom's Mabley on TV, and for her finish, that great old black woman said, I'm going to do a song I wrote a lot of years ago. And the barrel house piano kicked in, and her hips started to rock like she was 23 and on the prowl, and she sang, the way is dark, the night is cold. I don't care if I never get home. I'm waiting at the end of the road. And I went looking for my old yellow label Sun 45. When I found it, the name on it wasn't Mabley, but that doesn't mean she didn't write it. Maybe Mabley was always her name, and anyway, New York and Philly were filled with aging white gangsters still raking in royalties from songs sold to them by black artists in the 50s for $100 because the way is dark and the night is cold. Thanks very much. Hope you enjoyed it. It's for National Poetry Month 2014.